On Netflix, I caught the newly added Here Alone, starring Lucy Walters. You may know of her from the show Power on Stars, I think it is. Anyhow, this played at my film festival last season, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to catch it. I was busy introducing other movies. Anyways, this is a zombie film. Oh, but it's a zombie on the low-key kind. Only it's not as boring as, say, Maggie, which is trying to go for a similar vibe with the small amount of actual zombies, the survival out in a less than greatly populated area type vibe. So anyways, Lucy Walters, I'm just going to call her Lucy henceforth. We have a lot of cuts between how she got to this position. She's out in the forest. She's listening on the radio, only hears stuff in French, which evidently she doesn't speak. We see flashbacks of how she got out there. Oh, people are getting sick from this virus. They're getting dots on their bellies. And then they just become zombies. Only we don't use the Z word, right? So this stuff's going down. And we have her husband, and baby girl are headed out into the wilderness. And they're trying to keep to no contact with anybody. So it's like carriers. You don't need this stuff on you. Only it's shown later on the blood has to get in you. Kind of like 28 days later. So, I guess one night her husband got attacked and died. And then she goes and looks for some supplies. Fights a zombie, or actually shoots one, gets some blood on her shirt. Comes back to the car where she kept her baby girl. Gives her a hug, but gets some blood on her. And then we're like, okay, what's the deal here? But then the girl starts getting dots on her. So maybe she licks some of the blood, or who knows? Because there's other points where blood gets on people. And it's like, oh, it didn't get on me. It didn't get in my mouth. You would have tasted it. You're fine. Or would you be? I don't know. Well, this kind of stuff is intermixed with the present, where she's like a hardened wilderness lady, coating herself in mud and things. And she comes across two people, this like teenage girl and this guy who is her stepdad. And they're kind of out hanging around in the wilderness, trying to forget about the world and the troubles there. But situation gets bad for them because food's running a little scarce. The guy hooks up with Lucy, but Olivia, that's the name of the teen, I'm thinking she's a teenager, she gets jealous, so she eats like the rest of the food. And when they go out looking for supplies, she hits Lucy, tries to set her up to take a fall for them, going to use her as bait. But Lucy recovers from this, gets back to the camping site, and sees them fighting zombies. And she's running out of bullets in her rifle to shoot. And then we see her kind of like cut forward to how she made this decision, and she saved Olivia, who I guess was fighting one zombie, whereas the guy, maybe he couldn't be saved. So he's bleeding out, he's dead. All the zombies are gone, and they're heading off in the car, and they're actually going to head north. I guess go to a colder climate where they think the zombies won't be. And now Olivia seems to have forgiven her, but Lucy may have other ideas. You know, maybe she's thinking, I'm not so sure about this girl. Maybe she's going to stab me in the back next chance she gets. It's not terrible. The production values are pretty good. There's no point where you're really like, oh, this looks really cheap. But there is a lack of action. And if you're looking for a zombie film, maybe you want that action. Or maybe you want dialogue with a little more spring in it. Maybe you want something funnier. So this is kind of a slow burn drama of sorts. And I'm not really sure if that really fits great in the zombie subgenre. But you might want to give Here Alone a look. I give it 2.5 out of 4 stars.